Hi everyone, it's just Natalie here from Nat's Crafty Life. I just wanted to address a request that I've been asked in regards to how to resize the file for my height chart that I've created for the Cricut Joy so that it can be used with the Cricut Maker. So I thought I would just pop on over and show you a little bit about how that is done. So I'm in Design Space now, I'm on the home screen, and if I just go into my profile, I'll be able to locate the project that I created and shared. So just located the project. You can see here that it's specifically designed to be used with the Cricut Joy and the Smart Vinyls. However, if you are wanting to use it with the Explore or the Maker, you just need to slice the length down into layers to fit. So I'm just going to go and hit Customize so that we can show you how you would slice that to fit. And alrighty, I can see that it's loaded, but it always will look like there is nothing at the beginning. So all we have to do is zoom out a little bit because this is quite a large project. I'm just going to move the Loved Beyond Measure portion of it off to the side because that is all individual letters, as you can see in the Layers tab. They are all, individual words. So they don't actually need to be cut down, but if I just change my machine up the top here in the corner from a Cricut Joy to the Cricut Maker, you'll notice here that the two layers, which include the ruler, have a little caution sign. And if I click on that caution sign, it says not supported by Maker. Image is too large. Reduce the image to fit the 11.5 by 23.5 inches or less. So what we want to do is we want to, first step is I've got it grouped. I need to ungroup these by just clicking on the ungroup. That way we've got two pieces to work with so we can work out how to resize it accurately. Now the request that I have from one of the members is that they would like it to start at 60 centimeters and go up to 180 centimeters. So their piece of wood that they're applying this to is a lot smaller than the one that I worked with, but we can show you how to do this. So for me, step one is to create a square, well, to insert a square and then create a rectangle the same size as the cut area of your 12 by 24 inch mats. So the size that we need to do is, I'm going to unlock it using the unlock proportions key, and I'm going to make it 11.5 centimeters by 23.5, not in centimeters, inches. 11.5 inches by 23.5 inches. Now the reason why I'm making it this size is very specifically, it says that the size you need to change it to is 11.5 by 23.5. On all of your larger mats or any Cricut mat, there is a 0.25 margin around the edge of all of your borders to allow for the fact that, you know, when you load your mat into your machine, it may not load 100% straight, or it might be off to one side. So there's always a room, like an error margin, if that makes sense. So what I need to do here is I need to grab this rectangle, and I'm just going to duplicate it a couple of times because I'm going to use it to do a bit of creative slicing. So the first one I'm going to do is, I know that I want this one to sit from the 60 centimeters up. So I'm actually going to piece my rectangle over the top so that it covers up to the 110, but it also just sits just below that 60 centimeters because we're going to get rid of all of this 20 centimeters and up. So I select both of those pieces. You can see here that they are both highlighted in the Layers tab on the side, and I'm just going to hit Slice. So what that does is it essentially acts like a cookie cutter, and you can see here that the original piece is like the cookie cutter, and this is your batter on the bench, and then this bit here is your cookies that have come out. Well, we don't need our cookies, and we definitely don't need the rest of the batter, and we're not going to use this bit here because that's the part we want to get rid of. So we're just going to delete those. So I'm left with this portion here. The next one, what we're going to do is we're going to essentially slice our bits here. So I'm going to just slice this one up to and under the 150 centimeter mark. And this is because this one large mat won't actually cover all the way from the 180 down to the 110 mark. So I'm just going to set it below the 150. I'm going to select both of those, and I'm just going to go back and slice again. So we're just repeating the same process that we did, just deleting the bits we don't need anymore. So I can see here that has been deleted. And with this one, the member wanted it to be up to 180 only. So I'm actually going to slice it just above the words 180 and click slice. And once again, get rid of the bits we don't need. And we don't need the bit above the 180. Now you'll notice here that the line for the 182 centimeters is still there. So we're actually going to get rid of that as well, just to make it nice and clean. And I'm going to hit contour down the bottom, and I'm going to select, you'll see it highlights when I have it hovered, and I'm going to select on that one so that I can hide that layer, and then just click X, and you'll notice that that cut line that I just hid in the contour is now disappeared, or has now disappeared. So now we've got our pieces here, and it will all just be as simple as piecing it back together once it's cut. So if I go to make it now as it stands, the Loved Beyond measure will fit in less than 6 inches of white vinyl there. And it shows here that the black piece with the numbers are over 2 layers, but I think we can get that into one mat. So if I select the piece I want to move, select the 3 dots up in the corner and click on Move Object, I'll be able to place it onto the other mat so that we can save vinyl. So I've just confirmed that, and it will come over here. Now it kind of still touches on the O, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rotate this piece so that it sits upside down, but it will still cut perfectly and fit in there. Now what you'll notice here is that it sits in between the red border. So there is a red border all the way around your mat. That is actually the border of that 11.5 inches. So that's at 0.25 inches there and 0.25 inches over here. But what we've done by rotating this and fitting it on the mat, it'll still cut without cutting into each other, but you'll be able to fit and save all that vinyl by placing it on no more than 22 inches worth of vinyl down. So that's one plain mat. And then if we hit continue further and we go to cut, you'll see that it is only on one mat, and there'll be no issues with that cutting. All the person making this will have to do is make sure that they do size out 2 centimeters in between each layer that they're applying. So if we come back and we go to our main canvas again, all they need to do is make sure when applying this piece to this piece is that it's 2 centimeters between this top line and the bottom here. And a simple ruler can help them with that. It's really important when resizing this project that you don't use the toggle to resize, because that will change the dimensions. I have created this file so that every line is exactly 2 centimeters apart. So the last thing you need to do or whatnot is to resize it just by using the toggle. If you have any questions further on this, please feel free to drop me a line. I'm always happy to help out, and I cannot wait to see what you guys create with this height chart file. All right, guys, you have a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you next time. Bye.